Fear of speaking or initiating a conversation is a common challenge that blends physiological, psychological, and social dimensions. To understand and combat this fear effectively, it is essential to approach it systematically, combining cognitive strategies, behavioral techniques, and practical exercises. 1. Understanding the fear. Fear of speaking, often called glossophobia, arises when the brain anticipates a potential threat, embarrassment, rejection, or judgment. The amygdala, which governs the fight-or-flight response, can trigger rapid heart rate, sweaty palms, dry mouth, or a knot in the stomach. Recognizing that these symptoms are natural and not signs of failure is the first step. They are the body's way of gearing up to protect itself and do not predict actual negative outcomes. To make it more relatable and concrete, let's embed each step with real-life, everyday scenarios that illustrate how these strategies work practically. Imagine you're at a local coffee shop in New York and you notice people around you chatting in English, your non-native language. Your heart races even just thinking about ordering or asking a question. This is the amygdala kicking in. Recognizing that your sweaty palms or rapid heartbeat are natural stress responses, not signs of inadequacy, helps you treat the fear as a physiological signal, like an alarm telling you to focus rather than freeze. Mental reframing helps here. Instead of asking, "Will I fail?" you can ask, "What can I share that benefits others?" Shifting your mindset from self-focused judgment to audience-focused contribution reduces anxiety and aligns your purpose with positive engagement. 2. Preparing the mind. Preparation builds confidence. Know what you want to say and understand the subjects that may arise. This involves planning conversation starters. Identify neutral, engaging topics such as shared environments, mutual interests, or current events. Before attending a new community class or foreign language meetup, you plan conversation starters. For example, asking the person next to you at the art class, "What inspired you to join this class?" Visualize the scene in your mind. You smile, they respond positively, and laughter or nods flow naturally. This mental rehearsal makes the brain imagine success so that when the situation occurs, it activates familiarity rather than fear. Remember, visualization is crucial. Close your eyes for 5 to 10 minutes and imagine the conversation flowing smoothly. Hear the tone, see the gestures, and feel the ease. By repeatedly visualizing success, your brain treats it almost as reality, creating positive neural pathways that ease anxiety in actual situations. 3. Managing the body. Physiological responses can amplify fear unless actively managed. Techniques include breathing exercises. Practice the 5-5-5 technique. Inhaling for 5 counts, holding for 5, exhaling for 5, to stimulate the parasympathetic system and calm nerves. Power postures, standing tall, shoulders back, and feet grounded communicates internal confidence to the brain, lowering stress hormones. Micro-physical releases, gentle stretches, shaking out hands, or subtle movement can dissipate excess adrenaline before speaking or entering a new social environment. Now, imagine yourself waiting for the bus in a foreign city, feeling nervous about striking up a conversation with a fellow commuter learning English. You notice your heartbeat. Try the 5-5-5 breathing. Inhale slowly for 5 counts. Hold for 5. Exhale for 5. Stand tall for 2 minutes, relaxing your shoulders. Slightly shake out your hands. These subtle body adjustments lower adrenaline and make you feel physically ready to engage. 4. Gradual exposure. Stepping into feared scenarios progressively desensitizes the brain. Start small. Speak up in a class discussion or a small group with friends. Smile at a fellow classmate and comment on the classroom environment like, "This setup is really cozy, isn't it?" Initiate a brief conversation with a familiar stranger, like a barista. Ask a barista for their recommended drink. "What's your favorite cocktail here?" Gradually increase complexity, such as introducing yourself at a networking event. Attend a local cultural meetup and introduce yourself using, "Hi, I'm Name. I'm learning your language. What do you enjoy most about it?" By incrementally facing anxiety-provoking situations, the brain learns positive associations. This principle of exposure therapy replaces fear with confidence over time. 5. Conversational techniques. When initiating a conversation, active listening. Focus on the other person. Most people enjoy talking about themselves. By genuinely listening, conversation pressure shifts away from you. Listen actively. If they mention they enjoy cooking, encourage them by giving genuine compliments and showing curiosity. You can say, "That sounds amazing. What dish do you cook most?" Use open-ended questions like, "What brought you here today?" instead of yes/no inquiries. Embrace pauses when thinking of a reply. A moment of silence is acceptable. These strategies shift focus away from your fear and make the conversation feel natural. 6. Cognitive strategies. Fear intensifies when negative thoughts remain unchecked. For instance, you're at a community festival and fear making mistakes in your new language. The following strategies may help you overcome your negative thoughts. Identify the fear. That fear that you may say something stupid or that you may mispronounce words and sound foolish. Evaluate the fear realistically. The person helping might barely notice or may even appreciate your effort. Replace negative self-talk. "I'm practicing and improving, and people value my effort." 7. Practice and iteration. Confidence grows with practice. Actively create situations to converse or speak. For example, you can practice ordering food at a local ethnic market and record the interaction with your phone to review later. Role-play introducing yourself with a friend in the target language. Join a public speaking group or language exchange club, where mistakes are normal and expected. Repetition builds the neural patterns of confidence. Record yourself speaking on a specific topic. Keep in mind that consistency is key. Aim for repeated, deliberate practice rather than perfection. 8. Emotional resilience. Accept that mistakes happen. Everyone fumbles sometimes. When errors occur, if you mispronounce a word while sharing an opinion in a class, simply laugh lightly and move forward. Reframing mistakes as learning moments reduces the emotional weight of errors and reinforces courage to try again. Building resilience reduces the internal amplification of fear over time. Notice that people are forgiving, and single missteps rarely define the interaction. 9. Techniques for immediate calm. Before entering social situations, press your feet firmly on the ground, breathe slowly, observe your surroundings without judgment, and recall a past successful interaction or visualize a positive conversation, like successfully asking a shopkeeper for directions. These techniques reduce the immediate spike of anxiety, grounding you in the present rather than anticipating outcomes. 10. Long-term mindset shift. Ultimately, overcoming this fear requires embracing it as a natural human experience rather than avoiding it. Recognize each conversation as a learning experience and celebrate small victories. While living abroad, notice your progress. Greeting neighbors, asking directions, or making small talk at social events. Each step is a victory. Adopting empathy, like imagining the fear or excitement another person feels when approaching you, shifts attention outward, converting nervousness into curiosity and connection. By applying these everyday scenarios, physiological sensations are recognized and managed. Mental preparation and rehearsal make engagements predictable and non-threatening. Incremental exposure turns fear into practical experience. Conversational techniques, cognitive reframing, and iterative practice cultivate skill. Emotional resilience and calm interventions transform anxiety into manageable actions. Over time, fear of speaking in a foreign language becomes a gateway rather than a barrier, allowing authentic connections in everyday life. From ordering coffee to attending local festivals, turning small interactions into meaningful experiences and accelerating integration into a new cultural environment.